The immortal John Hancock here. Happy New Year. 2020 is looking to be a huge year for gaming hardware, a both mix of old and new. And now a lot of people already know that the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is coming out at the end of the year. However, there's lots of other gaming hardware, a mix of old and new, that is coming out that you may not possibly know about. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at some of those gaming hardware announcements, share a little information about them, so I hope I can inform you about something that you don't know about. So sit back, relax, and I hope this is a helpful video for you. Supposedly releasing early 2020 is the Playdate made by Panik. And this is a strange handheld, part art, part video games, a little bit of both. It includes a hand crank on the side. It is $149, and what it is, it's an open system in which you can be able to sideload games into it. Another unique feature is that it is going to have games released on it every week from its initial launch. One game a week for 12 weeks. Pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. Here's some footage from PAX where there were long lines of people interested in playing this handheld. It is very unique, and I'm very curious to see what types of games will be released on this handheld, and I definitely want to check it out. The Polymega is coming out in February 2020 and is promising to play a multitude of classic games, all in 1080p with its modular design. The base unit, which plays Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Turbografx16 and PC Engine CD, Neo Geo CD, and PlayStation 1, will be $299 and comes with its own controller. Additionally, there are modules in which you can purchase separately that play other classic gaming consoles. They have the Power module, which plays Super Famicom and Nintendo Entertainment System cartridges. You have the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo cartridges being played with the Super module. You have the Mega module, which plays not only Sega Genesis and Mega Drive cartridges, but also 32X carts, which I think is pretty cool. You also have the Turbo module, which plays PC Engine and Turbografx16 Hue cards. Also forgot to mention that each module comes with a corresponding controller. If you're looking for something a little more affordable, you have the Evercade as an option, and this is an $80 retro gaming handheld that plays games via multi-carts, and so it's pretty cool. It can plug into an HDMI TV as well, an output there, and so it's pretty interesting. You know, I heard about this last year and I've been following it, and I'm really interested to see how successful this handheld is. The multi-carts are sold separately for about 20 bucks, and the companies that have signed up to make these multi-carts so far are Atari, Pico Interactive, Interplay, Data East, and MegaCat Studios, as well as Namco. Namco is the pack-in multi-cart with the base model. The Evercade is scheduled to be released tentatively around March 20th. I'll be curious what retail outlets will be carrying this in my area, but I definitely want to get my hands on one of these as I want to see how well it performs. If you're looking for the ultimate Game Boy upgrade, look no further than Analog Pocket, which is going to be able to play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, as well as being 10 times the original resolution of Game Boy, 1600 by 1440 screen. It also is going to include a digital audio workstation, create your own music. Analog also announced the Pocket Dock, and this device will be able to hook your Pocket up to a TV and play with Bluetooth controllers as well as wired controllers. The really cool announcement was that they are making adapters sold separately that can play Atari Lynx, Neo Geo Pocket Color, and Game Gear cartridges. Pretty awesome. The base Analog Pocket will retail for $200, and it will be available this year. There isn't a target release date announced yet. On March 19th, we get yet another mini console, but this time it's the Turbografx16 Mini. Many people are excited about this release because the Turbografx16 is expensive to collect for, and this is a legal way to play several of the timeless classics and a way to relive childhood memories. It will be $100, not to mention it'll look great hooking this device up to modern day televisions. The full lineup of 57 games includes both Turbografx16 Games and PC Engine. Some notable titles are Blazing Lasers, Ninja Spirit, Bonk's Revenge, Dungeon Explorer Ease 1 and 2. But what I'm really excited about is the PC Engine titles that are included: Dracula X, Ghouls and Ghosts, Gradius 2, Ninja Gaiden, and Sapphire. Many of these titles are super expensive, and I'm excited for many to be able to legally play these all in one mini console. Next up, you have the Intellivision Amiga, and this is going to be a party and family console focused. Up to 8 players. You can use your smartphone as a controller, and I'm really interested at seeing more gameplay for this console. I definitely am interested in seeing what types of games are on it. All the games are going to be exclusive, as well as the cost of them is from less than $10. Really interested about that. Also, all games will be E and E10 rated, so this is definitely a family console, and I'm looking forward to seeing more announcements. The console's release date is 10/10/2020, and the console's price will be around $200. Finally, there are a few wildcards that haven't officially been announced, but I know that these companies are probably working on these. First up is Hyperkin's HDMI-enabled N64 clone. They haven't finalized it. They're still working on it. They did debut this last year. And, I'm hopeful that they can figure things out. There is a huge demand for HDMI-enabled N64 at an affordable price. I don't think this is going to be a high-end deluxe console, but there's several people out there that just want to play their N64 carts on a modern TV. Honestly speaking, Hyperkin can be a little hit and miss, but since the Retron 5, they have released separate classic consoles that have been more hit, and so I'm hopeful that they can work out the bugs and release this, because I know it will be popular if it has near 100% compatibility. That is going to be the deal breaker for this, if they can get this console to play the majority of the N64 library, which is notorious for being difficult to emulate. This is one of 2 possible mini consoles that Nintendo could possibly announce in the 4th quarter. There's such a huge demand for 90s gaming, and the longer Nintendo waits to release this, I think it is going to build demand. That the N64 Mini is going to happen. This is just a mock-up, but when they announce it, it is going to be very popular. I am hopeful that Nintendo will make this mini console. I think there's some challenges, as mentioned before, with emulation with the N64. I think they want to get it right. I do have confidence that Nintendo is going to release a quality mini N64 at some point. They just haven't announced anything yet, and this could be a late release surprise like the other mini consoles, and could be very, very popular for a holiday Christmas release. The other thing that Nintendo could be possibly releasing in 2020 would be a Game Boy Mini. And I think it would be a very smart idea. There is a huge following for Nintendo handheld games of yesteryear, and I know that this would be very popular. I would be curious to see their design and what they include, but there's so many awesome Game Boy games that Nintendo has rights to. I mean, this would be an instant seller, and so I really am hopeful that they will release this. If not this year, then they possibly will release it next year, because there's a lot of people that would instantly purchase this. There is a lot of gaming hardware coming out. In today's video, what are you excited about? Comment below, as I would love to hear from you, and I want to thank everybody for the ongoing support as I march towards 90,000 subs. Keep it positive, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Thank you so much, and you take care.